So science is a fundamental part of the country that we are. But in this, the 21st century, when it comes time to make decisions about science, it seems to me people have lost the ability to judge what is true and what is not. What is reliable, what is not reliable. What should you believe, what should you not believe? And when you have people who don't know much about science, standing in denial of it and rising to power, that is a recipe for the complete dismantling of our informed democracy.
Since I have you here and you're a science person who knows science, I'm going to ask you to science for me a little bit.
Sure.
But when it comes to transgenderism, the argument that is typically made by gender theorists is that gender is entirely separate from sex. You've seen the argument made that it makes no difference on average if men are stronger than women are, and that if we were to allow transgender women to compete with non-transgender women, then this would somehow not disadvantage biological women. And this seems to me absolutely ascientific.
I'm happy to opine on this. This only matters because today we segregate nearly all sports by gender. Otherwise, why do you even give a shit? If you put out scientific truths, they're always relevant.
Mammals are, in fact, binary in terms of their sex.
We happen to live in a time where people are cherry-picking objective truths, distorting other objective truths to fit some belief system, be it political or cultural, in some cases religious. We live in a free country, and with consenting adults and people free expression of who and what they are. There's the matrix of what you are biologically, how you express yourself, who you choose as a sexual partner. You just take measurements of what your hormonal balances are. And so you compete based on your hormonal. This is thought I had. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to land. The good thing about science, that is true whether or not you believe in it. And that's these objective truths. You cannot fool nature. Nature is the judge, the jury, and the executioner of your ideas.
You talk in your book about the education of children and teaching children about science. And right now, children are being taught about the quote-unquote gender spectrum, which is not scientifically based. That is a theory-based idea.
The problem arises is if you have a religious philosophy that is not based in objective realities, that you then want to put in the science classroom. Then I'm going to stand there and say, no, I'm not going to allow you in the science classroom.
Is that something you teach in science class, or is that something that you teach when you're teaching language?
So whether the fact that people want to express themselves on a spectrum, on a gender spectrum, whether that fact is something you want to put in a sociology class or in a science class, maybe that remains to be determined. You have not fully expressed your power as a voter until you have a scientific literacy in topics that matter for future political issues.
The question is, what is the relationship of that to biology? Meaning that the argument is made that trans women are women, for example. And what that seems to mean is that trans women are identical to women. Now, if people want to say trans women are not biological women, obviously that is the case. But people don't seem to want to say that, although that is obviously scientifically true. Trans women are not biological women. Biological women are biological women.
But where are you going with this? Scientific truths, they're always relevant.
But this is a perfect example of an area where suddenly it doesn't matter to say things that are just true.
It's a fear.
I mean, and isn't that...
We don't trust our own ability to govern ourselves in the face of what could be some information relative to other kinds of information.
Isn't that a bit of a problem?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. It means it's not a free society. It's not a society of free inquiry, which I think you need ultimately. But yeah. When you have an established scientific emergent truth, it is true whether or not you believe in it. And the sooner you understand that, the faster we can get on with the political conversations about how to solve the problems that face us.